Promoted back to the Premier League in 2018, Wolves have established themselves as a regular Premier League team. Current manager Vitor Pereira has recently signed a 3-year contract, but after losing star man Matheus Cunha and some poor recent results, Wolves see themselves rock bottom of the Premier League. The Wolves board have approached me to become the new Wolves manager, but there is one restriction. You are only allowed to sign Portuguese players to the club. Over the years, Wolves have signed a lot of Portuguese players, including Ruben Neves, Pedro Neto, Coutinho on loan, and of course Diogo Jota. Our contract has been signed, restrictions are in place, and let's get in to Season 1. Welcome to Season 1 with Wolves, and as you can see, this is the squad we've got. I mean, I'm not going to be playing a back five, I don't think. And if we also take a look at the bench, I think there's some players on here that could potentially come into the starting 11. I do feel like the formation needs to be changed in order to do that. I've had a little mess around with the squad, and this is kind of what I want to go with. We're going to test out the 4-2-1-3. I've not used this in FC26 so far. In this formation, 2 fullbacks, 2 defenders, a holding and DLP, and then a shadow striker in behind the advanced forward with 2 inside forwards on the wings. For this Wolves rebuild, we're going to go with the possession tactical preset. I've been getting a lot of success with the possession tactical preset, and as I did show you, we are going for the 4-2-1-3, a new formation for me, but it does look really good with the players that we do have available. As you can see, we are going into this rebuild with Wolves in 20th position, 2 points to our name. We are going with the live start points. As of recording this, 8 games into the season, Wolves have not won a game. So this is how we're going to line up for Season 1. Obviously, like I said, we are in the live point section, 20th in the league, not won a game, but there won't be any transfers in Season 1. And the main goal of Season 1 is to stay in the Premier League. Looking around this squad, I think there's a couple of players that can help us do that, with Larson up top, Elgard in the attacking midfield role. I do think the 2 key players in this squad are going to be Andre and Gomez in the midfield. So this is the starting 11. We need to try and get our first win in the league. We're obviously 8 games in. Can this squad keep Wolves in the Premier League in Season 1? We're now at the end of Season 1, guys, and as you can see, we have finished 12th in the Premier League. What a turnaround from rock bottom of the Premier League. Without a win in our first 8 games, we've managed to turn it around, finishing on 41 points this season, scoring 58, conceding 70, 10 wins, 11 draws, and 17 losses. We started our Carabao Cup run against Everton, winning a 2-0. Into the 4th round, and unfortunately, we lost to Chelsea 2-0. Into the FA Cup now, 2-1 against Bolton in the 3rd round, and then somehow we've lost to Portsmouth 2-0 in the 4th round. So we go over the stats for this season. Season 1, Arias with 16 goals. He was our top goal scorer. And then a lot of other players here just getting goals here and there. I mean, it's a great season for us, to be honest with you. So now we go into Season 2. Remember, we only can sign Portuguese players. There's a couple of players in mind that I do want to pick up. We're going into Season 2 now with the hopes of signing some new players and hopefully climbing up that Premier League table. We're starting off Season 2 with Wolves with a £76 million transfer budget. It's a lot of money, and I feel like we need to improve this squad in order to climb the Premier League table. I've decided to sell and loan list a lot of players in the squad. As you can see, a lot of these players are just old and just not great in the ratings, or they're young and they're not going to get in the team, and we do need to get them game time. We've had a few outgoings in Season 2. Jose Sarr, Bentley, Doherty, and Hover have all gone on free transfers this season. So we've had a lot of massive outgoings in Season 2. Wang Hee-chan has gone for 5.3 million. A couple of other players, backup strikers that we're just never going to use. We've loaned out Lima for a season at Fenerbahce. I think he needs one more season before we can start using him in this team. And then a couple of other youngsters that we're just never really going to use. So I decided to loan them out because, again, they're not going to play this season and we need them to get game time. And after selling and loaning out those players, we now have 93 million to spend in Season 2. And if we look at the squad we currently have, I feel like we need a new goalkeeper and also a new centre attacking midfielder. But remember, we can only sign Portuguese players in this rebuild. Our first signing in this Wolves rebuild is going to be a new goalkeeper. Now, as you did see, we did need a new goalkeeper. Sam Johnson is not going to cut it. And there was only one man we were going to bring in. Diogo Costa, the Portuguese goalkeeper from Porto, has joined for £45 million. Couple failed seasons at Chelsea in the Premier League once before, but he is here at Wolves, and it is none other than Joao Felix. He is joined for Al Nassr for £25 million. So that concludes our transfer window for Season 2. Diogo Costa coming in goal, I think, is a really big upgrade to the keeper we had. And Joao Felix coming into the squad, I think he is a nice player. Again, someone that hasn't really made it in the Premier League before, and the rest of the overall squad has improved from last season. We had a decent run and we finished a lot higher than I was predicting. We've made some improvements to the squad, so hopefully now we can kind of push up into that top 10 of the Premier League. We've got a lot of young, exciting players in the squad. Can we push up that Premier League table?
Let's find out in Season 2. We are at the halfway stage of Season 2 in January, and unfortunately guys, Gomez has been sold. It's my mistake. Man City approached and paid his release clause. I didn't realise because I was simming through the seasons. So he has gone to Man City for £32 million. That was his release clause, which is a real shame, but we are still in January, which means we can go out and get ourselves a new left centre mid. There was only one person I wanted to go and get in that left DM role, and that was Samu Costa from Mallorca. Costa has joined for £26 million. It's once again another 12th place finish for Wolves this season. Unfortunately, we didn't climb the Premier League table as we expected, but it is nice to know that we are kind of a mid-table team now instead of fighting relegation every season. We went into the Carabao Cup, we beat Salford 2-1 in the second round, then we beat Sunderland 3-2 in the third round, and then we just about went past Tottenham Hotspurs as we beat them 5-3 on penalties, and then unfortunately we crashed out to Man United in the quarterfinals, losing 2-0 at home. FA Cup time and we beat Watford 3-2 in the third round. We smacked Man City 3-0 in the fourth round, just getting past Coventry 3-2, and then unfortunately once again United have knocked us out in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Once again, Arokadere was our top goal scorer this season with 25 goals. He's now up to an 85 overall, going up 4 ratings this season. Arias, another strong season from left wing, 21 goals and 10 assists for him. Gomez getting 12 goals from right wing. He's obviously Portuguese and he was already at the club when we took over, and a lot of other players just getting goals here and there. A lot of upgrades in the team though, which I do say is very, very good. So we're going into Season 3. There's a couple of positions I do want to improve on. I think we could really do with some new centre backs. So we're going to go look into the market and see who we can pick up in Season 3. We kick off Season 3 with departures. Once again, these players just weren't going to play for us, and I just felt like we could cash out while we could. Both Buenos have gone. Hugo Bueno and Santiago Bueno have both left, and Manetzi has also gone to Galatasaray. And with those departures, this means that we now have a transfer budget of £93 million. And if you look at the squad here, we don't really have many backup options in the current squad. So I'm looking at this team, and I really do think we could do with a new left back and new centre backs. Said we needed a new left back, and Nuno Tavares has come in from Lazio for £23.5 million. We did also mention we wanted a new centre back this season, and we've gone out and got ourselves a right centre back. We have signed Quaresma from Sporting Lisbon. He joins for £20 million. We have gone out and got ourselves our biggest signing of this Wolves rebuild so far, and it is a swap deal in the left wing position. I felt like it would be a good time to upgrade on Arias. He has played well for us, but I saw this player on the market and I thought, you know what, let's try and do a swap deal and see if we can get him. And Rafael Leao has joined Wolves in Season 3. Arias has gone the other way, and 20 million to Milan as well. That concludes all the transfer window business this season in Season 3. And as you can see, this squad is looking really, really tasty now. We've got a lot of Portuguese players in the squad, which isn't the main thing in this series. We just have to sign them. We don't actually have to have a full squad of them. It is nice to kind of build around that. So now we're going into Season 3, guys. We've got a really, really big upgrade to the squad this season, and I really do think we've got a good chance of pushing ourselves into those European positions. So let's find out in Season 3. What an end to Season 3. As you can see, Wolves have finished 6th in the Premier League, just shy of a Europa League spot on goal difference to Chelsea. It is a massive improvement from last season's finish in 12th place. And I think the signings that we made really improved this team to get us a 6th place finish in the league. Carabao Cup time now, we beat QPR 5-4 on penalties. In the third round, Preston away just about beat them 3-2. Beat Derby 2-1 to reach the quarterfinals. And unfortunately, Chelsea beat us 2-0. FA Cup third round now, and we beat West Brom 1-0 to reach the fourth round, where we beat Sunderland 3-2 on penalties. And then we crashed out to Arsenal in the fifth round. Arokadere is now up to an 88 overall. What an insane player he is. He's turned up again this season with 29 goals. Leao with his first season up to an 86 with 16 goals and 5 assists. Felix getting a lot of game time this season. 5 goals and 8 assists for him. And then a lot of other players getting goals here and there. But we are looking really good here. And if you look at the ratings of some of these players, we are really pushing up in the overall squad. So that's the end of Season 3, a 6th place finish for Wolves, which means we are guaranteed European football next season, which I'm very excited for. I feel like there could be another couple of players. I think a left centre-back is what we're going to go out and get this season. And now we're in Europe, we need a bigger squad. So let's get into the transfer window in Season 4 and see who we can pick up to improve our squad. We've been very busy selling players in Season 4. As you can see, we've raised a lot of money in the transfer window. Low Lopez has left to go to Juventus for 25.5 million, and I've actually decided to bring in someone that used to play at Wolves in right wing, but we will show you that after I go through this list. Larson has gone, he wanted to leave, and there's another couple of players that did want to leave. Totti wanted to leave, Doyle wanted to leave, and then we sold off a couple of other players that weren't going to play for us, so I thought I'd cash while we could. And this now means we have a whopping 167 million to spend. We obviously have sold a lot of players, so our squad depth is very low. And like I did mention, there is one player that I do want to sign in the right wing position. That's right, guys, we have gone out and got ourselves Pedro Neto once again. He has rejoined Wolves from Chelsea, and he has come in for £27 million. Another position we did need to improve on was the centre-back role, especially the left centre-back. And Renato Vega has joined from Villarreal for £30 million. We've signed another ex-Wolves player. He is going to be a backup central midfielder. And as you can see, you probably know who this is. Ruben Neves has rejoined Wolves once again. The Portuguese midfielder comes back from the Saudi League, and he is signed from Al Hilal for £25 million. Now, we couldn't go out and get Cristiano Ronaldo because I think he has retired in this save, unfortunately, but we have managed to go out and get his regen, who is now a Wolves player. The Portuguese youngster is in the team. Rodrigo Jardim has come from Al Nassr for 35.8 million. That concludes the Season 4 transfer window. Obviously, we've made a lot of signings, a couple of old faces in the squad. But when you look at this team, I really do like the look of it now. A lot of potential and a lot of players that have gone up the ratings. Leao, Rockader, Costa, and the inclusion of Neto and Neves coming back to Wolves. We've got a chance to really have a go in Europe this season, and hopefully we can try and push ourselves into the top 4 of the Premier League this season. And with the Ronaldo regen on the bench as our backup striker, potentially in the next season or two he will become our main man. I really do like the new additions of the squad. It is nice to have Neto back at Wolves. Obviously, carry on with the Portuguese signings. I really do think we've got a great chance of securing top 4 this season. We're going to get straight into Season 4 now, and can Wolves finish in the top 4? As you can see here, our right back has gone to Rangers for £18 million. Unfortunately, he wanted to leave. I don't know why, but we have decided to sell him and bring in Alberto Costa from Porto for £23 million. So we end Season 4 with Wolves in 7th place. Unfortunately, we have dropped down 1 position, but it still is a good finish in the league. And when you look at the table, we were only 5 points off finishing in 5th place. We beat Peterborough 2-1 to go into the 4th round. And unfortunately, Chelsea once again have knocked us out of a cup competition. They beat us 2-0. In the FA Cup this time round, we won 4-2 against Ipswich. We then beat Norwich 2-1. And unfortunately, Newcastle did beat us 2-1. We were actually in the Europa League this season, not the Conference League, so I'm not too sure how that worked out. But anyway, finishing 9th in the league phase with 16 points, which means we went into the playoff round and we won 6-3 on aggregate to progress into the round of 16. And that's where we lost 3-2 to Roma on aggregate, who ended up going on to win the whole competition. Rockader once again, top goal scorer, 27 goals this season. He's now up to an 89 overall. Rafael Leao had a smashing season on the left wing, 23 goals, 17 assists. What a season from him. And then a whole bunch of other players getting goals here and there as they normally do. And if we look at some of the ratings once again, we are really getting some really high rated players now. A lot of player progression throughout a lot of the starting 11. So that concludes Season 4 for us with Wolves. Just shy of a Europa or Champions League position. I think we do qualify for the Conference League. But once again, we are just short of the top 4 finish that we're looking for to then progress to win the Premier League. So I am going to go out into Season 5, try and scout some new players and sign some new players to progress this squad. We can finally push for a top 4 finish. We're kicking off Season 5 with a massive signing, guys. We've gone for a new central attacking midfielder, as I think Felix, he is pretty good, but he is aging a bit, and I think it's time to upgrade on him. And Rodrigo Mora is the player we have signed. He is the wonder kid that plays for Porto in real life, and he is joined from Newcastle for £80 million. Mora comes into the starting 11 for Season 5, and looking around at the players that we have now, we really do have a solid squad. I think this squad is good enough to push for the top 4 in the Premier League. Unfortunately, our backup left back, Wolf, has decided to leave the club. He has gone to Benfica for 11.9 million, which means we're going to have to go out and get a new backup left back. We have had to go out and get ourselves a new left back because Wolf has left the club. Francisco Mora has come in from Club Brugge for £17 million. We have finally secured a top 4 finish in Season 5. We sit 4th in the table and just ahead of Spurs as well, but a really nice season from Wolves, which means we do play Champions League football next season. Unfortunately, there was no FA Cup run this season as Arsenal beat us 2-1 in the 3rd round. In the Carabao Cup now, Blackburn Rovers, we beat them 3-2 in the 3rd round. And then in the 4th round, Bournemouth beat us 9-8 on penalties. And we finished 3rd in the league phase on 16 points. Straight into the round of 16, a 5-3 win on aggregate against Zurich. We then faced Wolfsberger and won 3-2 on aggregate. In the semi-finals, we won 7-2 against Utrecht to reach the final. And we beat Real Sociedad 2-0 in the final, which means we have won our first trophy of this Wolves rebuild. Great achievement to finally win our first trophy, the Conference League, which again is really, really good. We're into the Champions League now for finishing top 4. And if you look at the stats for the season, Rafael Leao had an unreal season with 35 goals from left wing. Moura up to an 89, he's gone up 4 ratings this season, 22 goals and 11 assists for him. Rockader still there, 89 overall with 16 goals, still smashing it up top for us. And then a bunch of other players just getting goals here and there. So that concludes season 5. We won our first trophy, which was the Conference League, very, very convincingly, I must say. With the top 4 finish, that means we now have Champions League football, a new competition to compete in, and something we really want to win in this Wolves rebuild. So as we head into season 6, there is a couple of positions I do think we need to improve on. I feel like Neto probably could get an upgrade as he is starting to age a bit and he's not really going up the ratings as much. So I'm going to go scout some players and get ready for season 6. We've made a massive signing in season 6. I said I did want to upgrade the right midfield as Pedro Neto just doesn't seem to be cutting it at the moment and he is getting a bit older. We've decided to replace him with someone younger and much better. Huenda has joined from Sporting for £70 million. He is going to be our new right winger. I think it was time to upgrade our centre backs. Renato Vega on the left hand side is really good, but I felt like Quaresma needed an upgrade. We've gone out and got Antonio Silva from Benfica for around £60 million. With the incoming signing of Cuenda, that means Neto's time is up at Wolves. He has gone to Spurs for £35.5 million. Another player out the door is going to be Andre. Unfortunately, he was on the bench last season and he just isn't going to get back in the team. And he has been sold to Man United for £41 million. After selling off those 2 players and having the remaining budget, we now have £94 million to reinvest back in the squad. We have decided to go out and get our new right back. We have done a swap deal as Martin Fernandez has come in to be our new right back for season 6. He comes from Marseille for 42 million plus Lima going the other way. We've also decided to bring in some backup options. Gomez, Florentino and Luis come in as backup options on the bench. So this will be your squad for season 6. I think we've got a really good chance of competing for the Premier League title this season. We've made some massive upgrades to the defence with Fernandez and Silva. We've also brought in wonder kid Cuenda on the right wing. And overall the team is looking really, really solid. We're also in the Champions League now, which means it's going to be a lot more competitive across the season. I think if we can try and win the Premier League this season and then focus on the Champions League in the following season, I think that's the best strategy we're going to have. But let's get into season 6 now. Really improved the squad. I really do like the look of it. And can we finally try and win the Premier League title? It's another top 4 finish for Wolves this season as we finish 4th place on 69 points. Unfortunately, we are still some way away from winning the league as Man City have won by 81 points. They're still smashing it every season. We beat Harrogate Town 3-1 to progress into the 4th round of the FA Cup. Then we beat Oxford 2-0. Then we crashed out to United 3-1 in the 5th round. There was no Carabao Cup run this time round as Brighton beat us 2-0 on penalties. The all-important Champions League now, and we have finished 4th in the league phase in our debut season in the Champions League. We then progressed into the quarterfinals as we beat Benfica 3-2 on aggregate. We then breezed past AC Milan 6-2 on aggregate after a 4-1 away win. And then we've just about beaten Atletico Madrid 5-4 on aggregate, which means we face Arsenal in the Champions League final. A really, really solid season for us, and I really do think we've got a great chance to beat Arsenal here. Unfortunately, Neves is going down in the ratings, as you can tell. He's gone from an 87 down to an 85, so this is probably his last season starting for us. I mean, look at the ratings on these guys. Really, really strong front 4. And are they going to help us win this Champions League final against Arsenal? Let's find out. Nice play from Wolves here. Down the line. Wait for that run of Leao. Or do we just go alone? We go alone. It's 1-0. A rocket there has got the goal to put us 1-0 up inside 40 minutes. Nice bit of football from Wolves there. Just running all the way through. And he smashed it into the back of the net to put Wolves 1-0 up there. As you can see, Raya was never going to... I mean, he's toe poked it into the top corner. Huenda now down this right-hand side. Can he get onto his left foot? Squares it to Leao. Leao with the goal. It's 2-0. Rafael Leao with the goal. One of our best players in this squad has managed to get the goal. I mean, Cuenda has done so well on that right-hand side. We watch this back. Cuenda, lovely running inside. Pretends to go for the shot and then almost just waits until he gets to the byline and squares it to Leao. And Leao smashes it into the back of the net. Raya, no chance. We're now 2-0 up against Arsenal.
That should be full time if the ref blows his whistle, and we've done it. We've won the Champions League with Wolves in season 6. A really incredible season in the Champions League. I mean, we've absolutely smashed it in the first season of being in the Champions League. Some really nice goals in there as well. Leao playing really well. Huenda probably the man of the match. And we finally got our hands on the Champions League trophy, but that doesn't mean the video is over because we still need to win the Premier League to complete this rebuild. Ruben Neves, probably in his last season for us, is going to be lifting the Champions League trophy. And Wolves are your Champions League winners in season 6. Ruben Neves lifts the trophy. It's another trophy ticked off for this rebuild. We won the Conference League and now the Champions League. But like I did mention, we are not done yet. We still need to win the Premier League. We're going into season 7 with the one goal in mind of winning the Premier League title. We've got a whopping 188 million to spend in season 7. Obviously, we were trying to win the Premier League now. I really do think this is a lot of money, and I do need a new centre midfield as Neves is really going down the ratings. He's going to be on the bench to finish the season off with us. We've gone out and got ourselves our new CDM. It's going to be on the right-hand side to replace Ruben Neves. Lopez has joined from Manchester United for a whopping £60 million. We've gone out and got ourselves a new backup centre attack midfield. Unfortunately, Joao Felix has left on a free transfer because he didn't want to renew his contract. So we have signed Fernandes from West Ham. The Portuguese centre attack midfielder has joined for £60 million. That is all the transfer business done for us in season 7, only bringing in Lopez to the starting 11. We also brought in a backup left winger, Vidigal, for £20 million. He's going to be the backup to Leao. And overall, I am really happy with this squad. So we're going into season 7 now with one goal in mind to win the Premier League title. I think the squad that we've got now is really good, and it's time to finally push on instead of finishing 4th and win the Premier League title. And let's see if we can do it in season 7. We're now at the end of season 7, guys, and as you can see, we are starting off in the Champions League. We finished 3rd in the league phase, and unfortunately we crashed out against Bilbao 3-1 on aggregate. There was no Carabao Cup run unfortunately this season as Liverpool beat us 4-2 on penalties. Into the FA Cup now, we beat Derby County 3-2. Then in the 4th round we just about beat West Ham 2-1. We cruised past Coventry in round 5, just about beating Watford 3-2 to reach the semi-finals of the FA Cup, which we just about beat Forest 4-3 to play Leeds in the final. We demolished Leeds to win 4-0 and win the first FA Cup of this rebuild for Wolves, and that adds the FA Cup to the trophies we've already won: the Champions League, the Conference League, and now the FA Cup. And you can add one more trophy to that because we have won the Premier League in season 7. 78 points, but we do have one more game to play. It is our last home game against Brentford, and we can end off the season with a win to lift the Premier League trophy. Before we do get into that, I just want to show you the stats for the end of the season. Rocket there once again with the top goals of 32. Rafael Leao with 25. Unfortunately, he's starting to decline as he is 32. Moira is 92 rated, 25 years of age. He has smashed it this season. And a lot of other players getting goals here and there. A lot of high-rated players in this squad now. So this is the last game of the season. We are playing Brentford at home, where we will get our trophy at the end of the season. Hopefully we can sign off with a win. This is the team we're going with. Let's see if we can win on the last day of the Premier League season. Ball's played over the top. Leao now. Probably been the only dangerous player we've had so far in this game. Oh, it's a penalty. Surely it's a penalty. It's a lovely bit of play from the striker there. I mean, is that Ben Mee? No, it's Collins. Collins, what was that for a tackle? A rocket there with the lovely bit of skill to get past him there. And he is going to be the man to take this penalty. We're going to go top left, right on point there. And he smashes it into the top of the corner to make it 1-0 to Wolves. Ball played through. Huenda now. Can he go all the way? Oh, I can't. Oh, he's still got the ball somehow. Huenda shoots. Oh, what a goal. I mean, this is just too easy. Brentford, terrible. Or were we just too good? It's 2-0 now. Here come Brentford now, though. Shot and goal. Costa saves. And that should be game over. And we should be crowned Premier League champions. And we have done it, guys. We have won the Premier League title. And here we are, guys, at the end of Season 7 with the Premier League trophy in front of us. What a season we've had. And what a rebuild this has been with Wolves. I have thoroughly enjoyed this one. Obviously, with the restriction of only signing Portuguese players, we have come through with some really nice looking players throughout the seasons. And of course, I had to give the captaincy to Ruben Neves in his last game for Wolves. He lifts the Premier League trophy in Season 7. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. We won the Premier League, FA Cup, Conference League, and also the Champions League. Hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new around here, and I will catch you in the next one.